Hi, Dr. Greenfield. This is Keyanna Irby checking in. I'm a graduating senior for the fall of 2017, and I'm super excited. I've been at UCO since the fall of 2013, and as a first generation college student, let's say that these past 4 years have not been easy. When I first got to UCO, I wasn't a general studies major. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, or at least I thought I did. I started off as a fashion marketing major, and I just knew that I wanted to model and do fashion for the rest of my life. As I started my journey here at UCO, I began to get really involved. I started off in the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, where I didn't think that I would be spending the rest of my college career that in leadership. I didn't even think I was a leader. When I got to UCO, I had no game plan on how I would execute my classes and juggle leadership and juggle work and a social life. It was very complicated at first. My first year, I didn't do good at all. I even had plans on dropping out or even switching to a smaller university, more like Rose State or OCCC, because I was just like, this isn't for me. Or at least I thought it wasn't for me. And so finally, I found my niche. I got involved with the Black Student Association. My cousin who went here before me was the president before, and I just knew I had to do this, right? So that's where I got involved in one of the Central Six's leadership. I began to help program events, even as a sophomore/freshman, because by credit-wise, I still was. People started to look up to me, and my advisor started to see something in me that I didn't see. And this really started my path down the career choice I'm going to go into once I finish my bachelor's degree. And so I started to get involved with the Black Student Association. I was involved with a women's feminist organization here called Women. Now it's called AAUW. I got involved with HASA, NASA. These are all multicultural organizations. I just love something about diversity, about getting to know about other people's ethnicity and their culture, and learning more about them. And that's where cultural competency came in at. And my advisor, Michonne Conley, she was like, hey, I think you'll be a great student. She was just like pushing me. And so I started going to different trips that the Office of Diversity and Inclusion offer, like Diversity Leadership Institute. It's something they offer in the summer where students can go to different states, and we go to tour different museums, and we get to interact with different organizations and nonprofits. And learn about other cultures outside of Oklahoma, because we have to think about it like Oklahoma is very diverse, but other states have different things about them that just intrigues you and helps you learn to gain more cultural competency instead of staying inside of our own little small, city and town and state. We got to go out and explore Chicago. I got to go to Colorado, and we're going to Washington, D.C. this summer. And so that's where my love for diversity really came in at. I became the president of the Black Student Association 2 years in a row. This is my last year. I'm finally passing on my reign to someone else. I'm super sad about it, but excited because I'm ready to graduate. Outside of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, I was like, there's so much more on campus that I can get involved in. What else can I do? What else can I do? And me being a super learner and intrigued person, and just really diving in and learning all that I can, I was like, there has to be something else. And so I started a mentor program called Sisters Inspiring Sisters Through Achievement. And that was where upperclassmen got a chance to mentor underclassmen and really give them, someone that they can look up to, someone that can be there in hard times, whether it's academics, whether it's financials, teaching them how to get a job, teaching them, connecting them with the right people, even if they don't have the same major, connecting them with other upperclassmen that they know that could help them and assist them. And so after I started that program, a lot of people nominated me to win this award. It's the Exceptional Women's Award, and they honor a student, and also they honor a faculty and staff. And so whenever I was awarded that, it really just made me see that like things that I did didn't go unnoticed here at UCO. That someone saw that I was looking out for others than just myself. And how I came about with that program was because I started doing research, and I noticed that African American women didn't have the lowest GPA or retention rates here, but we lacked in other areas like social life, having someone support, having, someone just to lean on. And so that is where the research and creative and scholarly activities that I started to indulge into. Michonne Conley just really pressured me. She's like, if you want to help young women here on campus, you have to know what they need. And so that's where I began to research and look at the different statistics for young colored women here on campus. So that being Hispanics, Latinos, Latinas, and all the different marginalized communities here on campus, even the LGBT community, because those groups these marginalized groups, they need a little bit more help, because most of the time they come from broken homes. Like me, I'm a first generation college student, and so it's more likely that those students need a little bit more help and a little bit more push and a little bit more support. And so that's just one of my accomplishments that I'm super, super proud of. I also that year got awarded this from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. I got the Outstanding Junior of the Year award, and that really made me happy, because the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, we hold our own award ceremony, because, like I said, we are the minorities here on campus, and there are different campus awards, but it really just focuses on that fraternity and sorority life, and so whenever I was awarded this award, I really felt like someone truly cared about me, and someone really saw the work that I was doing, and that it wasn't going unnoticed. And then also that year, I got awarded to be an orientation leader. I'm the one over here in the pink. An orientation leader kind of serves as an ambassador for the campus. They welcome all the incoming students, whether that be transfer students, whether that be incoming freshmen, first-time freshmen, non-traditional students, and we help them get enrolled. We help them start off their first, year right. We really just let them know the ins and the outs of UCO, the traditions, and so I was really honored to be an orientation leader. For the first year, like I said, I didn't do too good. I didn't have too good of a GPA, and I doubted myself, and I didn't think that I could be a leader here on campus, because there is a GPA requirement. But my mentors and my advisors, they pushed me and said, you're more than capable. You can do this. And actually, in the summer of being an orientation leader, which was last summer of 2016, I changed my major to general studies. After being here for 3 years, I'm like, I know exactly what I want to do when I graduate. I wanted to go into adult and higher education, and I'm like I could do this without getting paid. I could help students. I could be an advisor. I could truly allow them to see the potential they have in them, like Michonne and Stevie Johnson did for me. And so that was like my dream. I dreamed about it. I woke up every single morning at 7 a.m. when we would go to orientation over the summer with those freshmen, and I would just have a burning fire and desire in my heart, and I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so I started researching some grad programs for adult higher education, and all of them didn't have a major requirement. I was like thinking, maybe I have to be an education major right now to go into adult higher education, and I found out I didn't. So I was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time in the fashion marketing program. I'm not getting anything out of it. I don't get a burning desire for it. So I changed my major to general studies. I was really conscientious about this. I was like, people are going to be like, oh, she's just trying to graduate early. Because it didn't help me graduate earlier, let me tell you that. She's just trying to graduate earlier. She doesn't know what she wants to do, because that's the stigma for general studies majors. And I was like, I don't want to be seen like that. Like, everybody knows that I have this strong passion. I'm overzealous. Like, I can't be seen as a general studies major. And I doubted myself, and I'm like, oh, do I really want to do this? And I did it. And I've been the happiest since then. And so, like I said, leadership definitely played a huge role in who I am today, and it's going to play a huge role in who I am when I go into my career. Like, you are these students, safe haven. They look up to you. They need someone to be, showing them the way and helping them outside of the classroom, because we learn inside the classroom, but we also learn through transformational learning, outside of the classroom, putting on programs, going to different events like powwows and sushi rolling night, learning about different cultures. And so I really just want to work in a multicultural office. And also through my own experiences through Stellar, I've got to go to different events like Middle Eastern night and Indian night and African Student Association events. And my cultural competency and my global competency has just, just sprouted, and I've created all these friends, and I've truly got to interact with them, not just going to events, but interacting with these students, because that's the best way to learn more about a person and their culture, is to actually interact with a person from that country, from, that background. And so I'm just super grateful that I've been given these opportunities, and I just can't wait to take all that I've learned and take it into my career, because there's nothing like applied knowledge. Like, we can learn all day, but if we don't take what we learn and we apply it and we put it to use, we don't really see the benefits and the outcomes of what we truly learn. We don't get to see those results of all of those things that we've been able to soak in. And so I've had other opportunities that I don't actually have physical things for. But I actually got to go on my first alternative spring break trip with the Volunteer Service and Learning Center. We got to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we got to just serve for the whole spring break. Let me tell you, it was amazing. We worked with so many nonprofit organizations like Cookie Cart. It's an organization that helps at-risk teens get their first job. They get to start at the age of 14 working at this place, selling cookies, making cookies, and learning how to be a professional. And that was just so beautiful to me. The whole weekend was emotional. It was so emotional, just being able to hear their stories and realize, my life isn't so bad. We complain all the time, and being able to serve others and learn through that, and be able to reflect with our groups afterwards, and what did impact the day, unpack it, and what did you all really learn throughout the day? What are you going to take back to UCO, and how are you going to make UCO a better place from the groups that we've got to work with? And so that was just amazing to me. And so that's where my service learning and civic engagement comes in at. Also another one, this right here with the afro, that's me, and the red lipstick. I just recently cut my hair, so that doesn't look like me now. But I actually got featured in the special issue Campus Diversity magazine. I don't know if you've seen this. It's been around campus all year. But we did a poem at the beginning of August for the orientation that all the faculty and staff have for the beginning of the year. We got to do a poem called "We Are Alike More Than We Are Unalike," and we got to get different words that we just thought symbolized diversity. And so the word that I actually got to write my own definition for was pride. Because that's a part of diversity. We all have a sense of pride about who we are, whether that be women pride, whether that be black pride, or white pride, or whatever it is. We have a pride about who we are because, we're taught to be confident. And so I just thought that was amazing that Michonne allowed us to come up with our own definition of what pride was, because of our own definition of these words that fall into diversity, because we can go into the dictionary and Google what pride is. What does pride mean to you? Because that's how you apply it. You don't apply pride based off how you look at it in the dictionary. And so it depending on your experiences, pride may look like something different to you, to you. I would say that my journey here at UCO, like I said, has not been super easy, but I've learned so much about myself. I learned that you don't always have to be in the front to be leading. Those leading moments sometimes happen in the back with the students that may be introverts, or the students that may not be as comfortable or as confident as you are. And so you don't always have to be at the front. That was, one of the huge things that I learned, because I'm always like, I have to be the loudest. Everybody has to know who I am. Everybody has to know my name, and I have to interact with the cool kids and interact with those that are talking. But I had to realize that, we need to be displaying leadership to all students in their own way, because we all learn differently. I learned that my beginning is not my end. Like I said, I grew up in a broken home, single parent home. My father passed away when I was 3 years old, and so I counted myself out. I didn't think that college life was for me. I was just doing it because it seemed like that's what successful people do. They go to college. And so my beginning was not easy. It was, I still think about it all the time, but I have to remember that my future, and where I'm going is a lot more important than where I began. That's lesson number 2. Lesson number 3 is that, don't count yourself out. I counted myself out so many times, missed out on so many opportunities because I didn't think I was worthy enough. That's how I want to make students feel. That's what I want to take all the things that I've learned in college, through my college experience, and go and help students that may be dealing with the same issues. We don't know people's stories in their lives, and we need someone that is compassionate and that is super caring, that will want to know, how did you grow up? Why are you here in college? Everybody always assumes that college students are here because they all want a degree. Some students are trying to find themselves. Some students are trying to figure out if college is for them. Sometimes you have to test drive and you have to see, is college really for me? Is this the way it's structured? It's different than, just a regular job going out there or starting your own business. It's different. And so people come here and just try it out. And so they need someone that's actually going to invest in why they're here. That's going to invest on maybe this isn't for them and not condemn them for not wanting to be in college. That's the type of people we need in offices of diversity and inclusion and student engagement, and career services, all these things that play a part of student affairs. Student affairs is to me, is like the core of a college campus, because if there wasn't any chance for students to interact with each other or to learn outside of the classroom, they would go to class and go home. What else would they get? They would get a lecture and they would read books. They need something here on campus that does just a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, the classroom is very important. I've learned things inside of the classroom that I didn't learn, programming events. I learned a little bit more professionalism because in class you can't just come in and, show up late. So I learned those type of things. But, if I wouldn't have had the chance to have student support services to help me financially, to help me, go on tours to grad schools, I would be lost. And so I just think that it's all essential. The Central 6 has definitely played a huge role. Like I said, I attend so many stellar events that really help me learn more outside of the classroom. That's also a part of, the outside class experience. And so I just know that my experience as a student will be enough to offer to, future grad schools and future universities that I apply at. Whenever they see my passion, whenever they hear, some of the things that I've done, whenever they see that I have a true heart for student affairs and student personnel, they'll know. I'll have the faculty and staff that I've encountered here at UCO and outside of UCO, different conferences that I've been to. I know that my heart will shine through my experience, my just who I am, and my love for diversity, my love for people. And so I'm just really excited to start this journey onto graduation. I have one more semester, like I said, and I'm really excited. And this class has definitely taught me something, even though it's been online. Just reading the different responses of general studies majors and just seeing that just because you don't have a specific major or you don't have something like nursing, that when you put that on a resume, sometimes general studies just doesn't pop out. But when I see everyone's compassion and heart for what they want to do and that they have a plan, it just gives me hope that just because you don't have this fancy title, because you don't have this biochemical engineering major, on your transcript, it doesn't mean that you're not competent and that you don't have the ability to do just as much as that student who has this, double major and all these minors. Our life experiences are enough. What we've learned and what we've acquired throughout college and our experiences is enough. Going out there and, diving to the world and, putting ourselves out there to learn more is truly what it's all about. And so I'm just super excited, and I have enjoyed my time here at UCO, and I wouldn't change the things that I've learned for anything. I'm just ready to start this next life and applying to grad school and starting on my way to my career. And so thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope that I give you all that you need from me. And Thank you again, Dr. Greenfield. Bye.